Rockville campus of Montgomery College. Montgomery College Television is proud to present the NJCAA Division I Eastern District Championship game between the Monroe Tribunes from Rochester, New York, and the Harford Fighting Owls from Maryland. I'm Michael Brown, joined by my partner Caleb Scarbrough. And Caleb, we've got a good match ahead of us.
It's a great evening for some soccer, Michael. This is our last game of the season together, so excited to work with you on this. But really, these are two teams that are familiar with each other. They've played each other already this season. It's perfect weather for it, and this is really all the marbles on the table to be able to make it to the national tournament. And so talk about just a high-pressure situation for both teams. It's going to be a really exciting match, and just really looking forward to seeing how does Harford handle this incredible Monroe team.
Well, as you said, these two teams do know each other. They played each other back on September the 1st, and Monroe handled them 5-2. But that was 2.5 months ago, and
a lot changes. A lot changes
during that time. Now, both teams had I tell you, they had to fight to get here. For Harford, they knocked off Montgomery College 2-1 just the other day in overtime. They had to take them to 2 overtimes before they finally won in the 106th minute. Monroe, on the other hand, now this is a little confusing. They played Monroe University for their regional championship.
Good luck, everybody.
And Monroe Community College beat Monroe University in penalty kicks. So neither of these teams picked an easy road to get to this.
Yeah, both teams really
game.
kind of just eked it into this championship match for this East Conference championship match here, Michael. Really, one of the things that stood out to me for both teams is that resiliency aspect of just getting the victory, whatever it takes, no matter what can you do to make those small things happen in order to make your team get that victory, with Harford winning that game in double overtime. I mean, talk about just a gritty win, especially scoring so late in regular time. They scored, I believe, in the 71st minute. And then on the other side for the Tribunes, winning in PKs is a big deal. It's a big, big deal. And this team has high aspirations, and they're a team that's played really well this season. They've won 10 matches this season. They're a great team, and so both teams have familiarity with each other. With Monroe winning 5-2 back on September 1st, like you said, and so I'm interested to see what Harford does early in this one to try to get a little bit of momentum and show that they're not afraid of really the butt kicking that they took back on September 1st.
Well, and Monroe jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead in that one, and obviously that's something Harford would like to avoid. Harford, by the way, are in the gray uniforms. Monroe in the black and yellow. Head coach for Monroe is Sal Gavano. His assistants are Isabella Reynaldson, Don Carriola, Jacob Jauffman, and Marcelo Moraya. Head coach for Harford is Rebecca Volk. Her assistants are Chris Lynch and Patrick Kelly. Rebecca Volk, the head coach of Harford, is a former Harford player. As a matter of fact, she played a couple of different sports up there. Soccer, basketball, and lacrosse. And there's an early save for the Harford keeper. And that is Kaylee Nordstrom. There's a good look at Kaylee.
Yeah, nice header there by number 24 for the Tribunes, Van Gills. She placed that one kind of low. It wasn't an easy save, but a nice job there by Nordstrom getting down and saving that one quickly.
Well, Manu Van Gills, as Caleb just mentioned, has 2 goals this season, 6 assists, and she's from the Netherlands. Monroe has a pretty diverse roster in terms of internationality, whereas Harford is pretty much a homegrown team. They're almost looking down their roster. Almost everybody is from the Harford County area.
I like that early ball played in there, trying to get it out wide, trying to feed number 12 with it here on that outside, trying to push her up the field. It's a nice little move here by Hartford. Let's see if they can get something going.
Of course, Harford, if you follow Montgomery College sports, here's a opportunity, good run, but once again, Nordstrand was there to make the stop.
Yeah, and that's a big save by Nordstrom, mainly because you don't want number 10, Sapola, running at you with a head full of steam, because she knows how to score. 21 goals on the season in only 13 matches. I mean,
wow,
that is just an alarming rate of how she plays. And so for Nordstrand, and this back line is really going to have to keep an eye on her. Nobody has been able to slow her down all season long, and she really runs this offense as here she goes and makes a diagonal run. Good run.
Yeah, she's also got 7 game-winning goals and 8 assists. And that one's wide of the mark.
Yeah, she's not going to be afraid to shoot. And I think if you're, a Tribunes fan, you've been watching them all season long, you know that. You want that. If she gets a little space, you want her to look to place the ball in the back of the net. And so I expect to see a lot of action from her tonight. This is a team that in Harford that has only given up a little over a goal and a half a game. So their defense has been really good, but they are playing a team that has just been prolific in scoring, 57 goals in the season, over 4 goals per game. And so how can they hold up? They didn't hold up well, like you said, back on September 1st. That was early in the season. But right here, they are getting some serious pressure on Nordstrand. The Tribunes with another corner kick here. And so for this Monroe team, they're going to try to attack here quickly and try to really bury this Hartford club.
Well, and you talk about goals against. Boy, that was pretty close.
Yeah, they're getting free hits of the ball on those corner kicks. They're not getting challenged at all. That's twice that the Tribunes have had a good little chance.
Here comes another one. Nordstrand has been very busy in the early going. Looking at goals against, you mentioned Hartford's goals against. Monroe has a goals against average of 0.56. So they are giving up less than a goal a match.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, Michael, we kind of talked about it. It was a little bit surprising to see this team had only played 13 games on the season. That's kind of unusual. Usually teams are playing up around that 16 to 20 mark at least.
Yeah.
And so the fact that this team's defense has gelled so quickly, offense is one of those things that takes a little bit of time, but defense, it takes a lot of time to really gel as a back line, to gel as a midfield. And so for this team to do it so quickly and to do it so well is really impressive, to give up, less than a goal per game.
And they're a very young team. You look at their roster, it is majority freshmen. Actually, I think you could probably say the same thing about Harford. So to gel that quickly with a bunch of freshmen who have never played in the system before is even more impressive.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame, Michael. Coach Galvano, it's really not a huge surprise, right? I mean, this is a guy that's just done an excellent job coaching this club for years.
There's a nice ball, but out there is Bosel. And showing some good sportsmanship there.
Yeah, I like that run there by number 18, Ramirez. That was a good run, a good ball, but even better defense there by the keeper coming out and snatching that one early.
Kennedy Billman went down with the injury, but she's all right. Here's Bosel. Bosel has essentially played every minute this season in goal for Monroe. She's got 47 saves, and like we said, a 0.59 goals against average. There's another, I'll tell you, early going, it's Monroe dominating things.
Yeah, but I like seeing on the other end with Ramirez getting almost a chance, and it's one of those things I want to see pressure put on this, Tribunes back line, because if you don't, this Owls team is going to be playing defense constantly.
Ooh. Boy, I'm not sure whose foot that was, but that saved the goal.
Yeah, I mean, that header there by number 12, Baca, for the Tribunes, really almost found the back of the net. But I've said this already, Michael, the Tribunes are getting easy looks on those corner kicks. They are not being challenged on those corner kicks. Those balls are coming in, and it is just finding a body part of the Tribunes without any sort of defense. And so the Owls are going to have to figure that out, because this is the team, like we've already said it, we're going to keep saying it, they know how to score. You can't give them chances like that.
There's a through ball, but number 7, Kennedy Billman, wins the race to it. But it's taken away there by Ramirez, who is the top scorer for Harford. Soraya Ramirez, a freshman, has 13 goals for Harford this season, 3 game winners and 3 assists. So she's a very key member of the Owls team, obviously. Monroe is from Rochester, New York. They do play a lot of games down here, Caleb. They're quite familiar with Maryland JUCO. Their schedule is littered with Maryland JUCO opponents, and I think part of the reason is there are just fewer teams up in that part of the country in the NJCAA.
Yeah, and they came down here and played at the same exact stadium back on the 14th of September and put a whooping on our Raptors.
Boy, they sure did.
An 8-0 blowout victory in that one. So, yeah, they definitely travel quite a bit, which I think speaks even more volumes to play as well as they do. A lot of practicing, a lot of long travel, and to be able to play as well as they have consistently this season, really says a lot about the focus that this team has and the ability to really turn it on whenever it matters.
Well, and it should come as no surprise to people that two-year colleges are not flying on private jets.
Yep.
They are taking buses or car caravans or whatever, and so that's rough. And, of course, all these kids are still in school, and I'm sure they have challenging majors and subjects to prepare for. But that's the life of a student athlete, particularly at this level. So no score. Again, this is for the Eastern Division Championship. The winner punches a ticket to the National Championship Tournament, which begins next week in Kansas, Wichita, Kansas. The men's and women's Division I National Championships will both be held there.
Good combination play
that
there.
That was pretty. There's another. This Baca, Kayla Baca, number 12, one of the top players on the Tribunes. She's got 4 goals on the season, a game winner, and 6 assists. Had a big goal in their regional championship match.
Yeah, had that second goal for him in that regional championship match. Another corner kick here for the Tribunes. They've had 7 shots already in this one, 6 of them on goals, and this will be their 4th corner. And like I said, Michael, all 3 so far has found a body part of a Tribune.
Well, here it comes again. It just kind of, There's a lot of standing around and watching.
I like that big touch there by number 13, Whitcomb.
Cheyenne Whitcomb. But it's been pretty much all Monroe so far.
Yeah, I think both teams are still trying to settle into this match. Monroe has had a few opportunities, some good saves by Nordstrand. As here's a deep shot. That one had some pace on it too, but no surprise who that shot came from, number 10.
And there's a good look at Nordstrom. She's a freshman keeper. A lot of pressure on the freshman. Actually, both their keepers are freshmen. Quite a brace there on Madalena Gallen's knee. And there's Sapola.
Yeah, it's a bad turnover there by Sapola. She should have played that one back, did a little bit too much dribbling, turned it back over here to the Fighting Owls. They're going to switch it to the near side. Ooh. Not a lot of options there for the Owls.
No.
They didn't have anybody making a run. It was literally 2 options was all she had. And if the Owls are going to score against this incredible defense, they're going to have to find a little bit of movement up front. I really want to see Ramirez get closer to the ball. She was kind of on the opposite side of the field, just kind of watching the action. But we did have a handball here. It's going to be in a really dangerous spot. Really just an unlucky touch. That ball kind of bounced up on number 7, Kobus. This is going to be a dangerous spot here. Nordstrand's really going to be tested.
And this is Matilda Helmick going to take the shot. They did move it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Helmick sizing up her options.
It's a good hit.
Very good hit. Ooh. Boy, that kind of hung in the air.
If that ball doesn't get touched, I don't know if it goes into the back of the net there, Michael. It kind of looked like number 9 for the Owls, McElwain. Here's a good replay of it. Oh, a great shot.
Ooh, you're right. McElwain almost put that in there.
Yeah, here's another corner.
That time they got it out of there. But Monroe right back at it. No score. Helmick with the throw in.
Gonna have an early substitution here. Looks like number 21.
That's Mallory Johnson. She's got 4 assists on the season. There's another one. Boy, they are just, and there's a goal. There's a goal.
Yeah, it's going to be number 14, I believe, Seether.
Number 14, Molly Seether with a goal. That's actually her first goal of the season.
Man, what a time to score it. That ball really just bounced around, found its way to her foot, and that, Michael, is exactly what you want to see from a player. You want to see her take her time and not panic. As here's another great replay. That ball hit off the post. Actually, that ball floated in, hit off the back post. rolled out Seether one touch into the back of the net. A beautiful finish. And if you're the Fighting Owls, it felt like it was coming. They kept playing with fire and playing with fire.
Yeah, I'm not overly surprised to see that. And I mean, how many corners do they have already?
Yeah, they're at 5 corners. They've had 10 shots, 8 of them on goal. And like we said, I mean, it's just been an absolute barrage here early on. We have not seen the Owls do much possession. Those forwards are not making any runs whatsoever. I like this run by the outside mid here, but I need to see Ramirez up top making some more runs. I need to see her kind of, look for the ball at her feet.
This is Candace Kovas going to do the throw-in.
I mean, this offense really flows through Ramirez. 13 goals on the season, 3 assists. And she is going to have to make something happen.
I'm not sure she's touched the ball. She might have touched the ball once. Here's Sapola.
Can't give her space.
Oh, my goodness, she almost put it in there. They gave her too much space.
You can't give a talented player like that space. If you are that center defender, that center back, at some point you have got to step. You cannot keep just shuffling back, as here's a nice little replay of it. As you can see, she cuts it inside. That's too much space. What a save.
Excellent
What a save.
By Norstrand. She has really been tested. Her defense is not doing her any favors at the moment.
Yeah, and she probably should have gotten a hand on that cross that came in and ended up hitting the post and bounced out to Seether, who finished that goal. But besides that, she has made some great saves. She's been very alert back there in the back. But again, we need to see this Owls team make some passes. They're just trying to find Ramirez over the top, and I just think this defense for the Tribunes, I mean, that is what they want. They will take that all day long. Yep. They're playing a high back line, so Ramirez is going to have to make a perfect run. It's going to have to be a perfect ball, and you're going to have to beat that keeper, right? Bosel. You're going to have to beat her, and she has been unafraid of coming out on any of those through balls.
No, and she obviously has a lot of trust in her defense. There's Helmick. That'll be Tribune's ball. Tilda Helmick is from Cologne, Germany.
I have a pair of substitutions here, one for each team.
This is Burl Johnson coming in for Harford, number 15, replacing Alex Hall. Knocked out. Oh, that was almost a really beautiful setup there.
The Owls are just so condensed right now. There's no space. They're going to have to make some runs. They're going to have to switch the field. I mean, this Monroe team is doing an excellent job. When you turn the ball over, of keeping it compact. And so, Michael, whenever you're on defense and, well, when you're on offense and you lose the ball, what you want to do on defense is keep it really tight. You don't want the other team to really open it up, to spread the field, to be able to switch it. So by keeping it condensed like this Monroe team is doing, they're able to apply such an incredible amount of pressure to this Owls club, who right now just don't have any outlets with the ball.
No, they don't. Look at this footwork by Baca. Impressive.
Now where's the help? Where's the help? Where's the help? That's just great defense there. That's just excellent defense there. Number 2, Gallon. I mean, that's just picture perfect of what you want as your center midfielder. When that forward gets that ball, she was in her back. Did not let her turn, and eventually it led to a turnover. Excellent defense.
They are really just having their way with Harford right now.
Yeah, and I think Harford is going to have to think about making some changes in their lineup and their formation. I almost think like they're going to have to try to go with like a 3-forward situation to try to get a little bit more help up top. Right now, up top, when Johnson gets it or Ramirez gets the ball, they just don't have anywhere to go. And so looking for like another option. Whew. Yeah, Nordstrand doing another great job of being awake back there. But for the Owls, you're going to have to just change some things up. Play the ball out wide. Let's try to make some diagonal runs like this right here. Ramirez just not able to play that one. But again, excellent defense there by number 2, Gallon. I've already said it before, but she's excellent.
Here's Baca. Didn't get much on it. Defense closed on her.
Good touch there by Ramirez. Doing just a little bit too much dribbling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't see a lot of dribbling out of these, out of Monroe. At least not yet. A lot of one touch. There's a nice ball to Sapola. See what she does. Oh, put it right on the doorstep.
Yeah, I thought Nordstrand should have came out and tried to grab that one because Sapola took a little bit of a big touch. She allowed Sapola to hunt it back down and almost squeezed that one in to number 12, Baca. Sapola's dangerous. We've said that before. We've seen it already.
And given her scoring prowess, it'd be very surprising if she doesn't put one up. More than halfway through the first half. Again, this is the NJCAA Division I Women's Soccer Eastern Championship. The winner advances to the national championship, which starts next week.
The Owls are just a little slow right now, Michael. Everything is just a little too slow. The passing is just a little too slow. The movement is too slow. The defense is just a little too slow. They're just not on the same page right now. Everything is just off, just a little bit off.
Yeah, they really have not threatened. Boso is having a very quiet first half, at least so far. A lot of time left. And Caleb, I have yet to see our deer family that we have often seen.
They've spent quite a bit of time with us this season.
Yeah, watching the games for free.
Uh-huh. Haven't showed their ID a single time.
Not once.
It's been a pain for the security. You know?
I'll tell you.
I mean,
oh boy.
Take a hit.
Partially blocked, I think.
Yeah, good little combination there, pushing the ball back out to the 18, swinging it over one time, and then pushing it out just a little was number 8, Miller. Hit that one, not a great amount of pace on it. Nordstrand doing the smart thing and watching that ball go out of play. I like this run down the line. Player, you need a player there. So, Michael, that right there is exactly what I'm talking about. I like that run. I like getting the outside mid up the field. Number 7 was pushing it, Cobus, but that ball has just got to be better, especially if you're going to beat this Monroe team who does not give up goals.
No, less than a goal per match. And this is Whitcomb with the throw in. She's another hometown kid, Rochester, New York. And Nadia Krivish has checked in for Harford. I'm sure I butchered that last name.
If you're Johnson, you cannot let that ball bounce. You've got to stop that ball from bouncing up. That's your only chance when you have a defender on your back.
Arsapola with an opportunity. Left foot. Ooh. Oh, she wants that one back.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Bear had that one under control back there in the back, and she just got beaten by Sapola.
Yeah, she just beat her. Speed-wise. Paul is thinking, man, that should have been a goal.
So where is the movement going to come from for the Owls here? Because right now there is no movement. That ball's played out wide, and Sapola is just absolutely running you down. And so you've got to have some movement. You've got to have a way to really wear down somebody like Sapola. Like if she's going to make that run, Michael, and she's going to come at you that quickly, you have to be able to hold on to that ball to try to wear her out, right? I mean, that's really your only hope with a goal scorer that has 21 on the season is how can we wear her out? How do we make her life more difficult? And right now, they just haven't been able to do that.
He just took it right away. Oh, here's an opportunity. And that's the first shot of any consequence, and that was Paglioli, Ellie. Good speed. Wow. And that'll be a corner for Monroe.
Yeah, both teams with an opportunity there. It was nice to see the Owls get a chance at goal. Wasn't super threatening, but definitely some sort of positivity to get a shot on goal. And if you're Monroe, you've been so good with corners this afternoon. Can you capitalize on one?
Here it comes. Couldn't quite get the good header on it.
Yeah, but it was another free header, though, Michael. That's the thing, is it wasn't a good hit, and that's how all of them have been. They've not hit it quite solidly, but every time they are getting to those corners first, and it's really no contest. I mean, she didn't have anybody jumping with her on that ball. It was her and her alone. I mean, really
normally
for the Owls,
you're going to see 5-6 players jumping for that ball.
You want to be at least in the air to like throw off your vision, to throw off the offensive player at all. And so that is just a major concern for me going into the rest of this match, is that if the Owls are going to continue giving up corner kicks, they are going to have to defend them at a much better pick.
Set it back up. They're a very patient team, from what I can tell. Excellent footwork. Brianna Walker with the throw in. I'm sorry, that was Paternetti with the throw in. The Harford fans have really not had much to cheer about.
Well, the way they're playing and stuff, Michael, is they've only got one true like center forward up top, and right now that's number 15 Johnson. And so when you only have one center forward like that, what you're trying to do is when your defense or your midfield wins that ball, you're trying to find that center forward with it. You want them to literally hold the ball. Like that is almost what it's called, is like a holding forward. To hold that ball so that way your defense can push up, your midfield can push up, and you can try to hold on. As here's a chance.
Oh.
And I'm going to have a foul call here.
Yeah.
But that's really what the Owls are doing with this formation, and right now they're just not finding Johnson with the ball. She's not able to get to it, or she's not able to hold on to it. And for Monroe, they're easily able to, steal it, take it away, poke it away, and then come right back at Nordstrand and the rest of this defense.
Meanwhile, Ramirez is still out there, their leading scorer. But she's barely touched the ball.
Yeah, she has not been very active in this first half. Yeah, it's going to be a foul.
And a little slow getting up.
If I'm the Owls, I'm playing this one short and trying to cross it in, like making a run down the line, because this isn't an easy ball to play in here, Michael. I mean, we're talking like 35 yards out.
Mm-hmm. That's what they tried. Ramirez. Oh, she lost her footing. I'll tell you one thing, the turf is not wet. We haven't had rain in this area in over 30 days. Been extremely dry. So the turf is, the footing should be excellent. Good look at the Harford bench. Head coach Rebecca Volk. Volk took over the head job at Harford in 21. Under 9 minutes to go in the first half. There is Sal Galvano, the head coach for Monroe.
Yeah, it's going to be a little push in the back there. We're seeing a little bit of offense here for the Owls. It hasn't produced much of anything, but they are on the ball more at least.
And they are spending some time in their offensive half of the field, which hasn't been the case either.
No, and honestly, Michael, the fact that they're only down 1-0 is huge, right? I mean, I feel like we've been talking about this game like they're down like 3 or 4-0, right?
No, it's just 1-0. I mean, Monroe certainly had way more opportunities, but they've only converted the one. There's a steal by Sapola.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul, maybe even a card here. Ramirez is going to get away with that one. But this Monroe defense has looked a little shaky in the last 2 or 3 minutes. They haven't broken, but there's been a few whiffs on some clearances. There's been a few missed assignments on missing an easy pass here or there. So I think if you're the Owls, honestly, so far, I think you're kind of happy that you're only down 1-0.
I don't think there's any question about that.
You're only down 1-0. You have given up a lot of shots on goal, 11 shots on goal, but you've gotten 2. You know, neither of them have been great opportunities, but sticking around against a team that you gave up 5 goals early in the season to.
There's Ramirez. And she's the leading scorer for Harford, but she really has not touched the ball.
Yeah, they've got her playing underneath of Johnson, so they're stacked on top of each other, with Johnson kind of playing that holding center forward, and then underneath her is Ramirez kind of supporting her, and right now it's not quite working. Like I said, to play that way, you've got to have a forward that's great at possessing the ball, that's strong with it at their feet, to be able to have that second forward play off of them.
Oh, here's an opportunity. Bozo.
What a save. What a save by Bozo. I think Ramirez puts that one in the back of the net if Bozo doesn't make that great leg save there.
Well, that's why she's only allowed 0.59 goals per match this season.
But I think if you're the Owls, I mean, you're really just looking to get like those lucky bounces. I mean, that's kind of what we saw there, was just kind of some lucky bounces, ball bouncing around.
Oh.
It's a good corner. Boesel strong coming out there on that corner.
5 minutes remaining in the half. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
All right, I want to see Johnson check to the ball here. Right now, she's just kind of floating in that no man's land. Well, this is going to be a drop ball, though, and go back. Yeah, I mean, this is a drop ball for anybody since you hit the referee.
Ah.
I wouldn't let – if you're the Owls, I'm not – like, you're going to want to, like, play this ball in, but if you're Monroe, get up there because she's going to shoot that.
Yeah.
So like that's one of those things, like, as a player, like, that's just some of the game IQ of being like, no, hold up, if you made the bad pass, I mean, you're the one that drilled the ref. He wasn't even close to the action. Like, you played a bad pass, and then you think I'm going to let this ball bounce for you to have a free shot on goal? Like, heck no, you need to be up there on that drop ball, like, because a drop ball's for anybody. Like, that's the thing. Like, it would be different if the Owls were going to play it back and build again. But as we saw, I mean, she was going to shoot that ball. Like, you can't allow that to happen.
Exactly. You're right outside the 18.
Yes, and it's a perfectly dropped ball to where you can get some power on it. I'm like,
yeah.
Whoa, come on now, ladies.
Zapola.
She's good. She wanted to call there. She felt like she was bumped a little bit when she took that shot. She definitely was bumped a tad, but I really don't blame the defenders there. You want to get a little nudge in.
Just a little.
When a player as good as she is, to throw her off balance just a tad.
Here she comes again.
Good idea.
Oh, she had a great idea, but the defense was there.
Yeah, that was number 7, Billman. And Billman hasn't been great back there in the back, but she read that pass beautifully. If she didn't, it looked like Baca was probably going to be in there.
Yep.
Or excuse me, that was Kobus back there on defense.
Again, Nordstrand really helped Harford stay in this thing. There's a bad turnover. going to give that one to Monroe.
Yeah, this left side of the defense has been really a struggle in this first half for the Owls. They have been tested non-stop. I mean, number 12, Baca, has been up and down the field. Here's a chance.
Oh, and there's a goal.
Another goal for Monroe.
So Sapola with an assist from Scyther.
Yeah, I mean, that ball just fell to Sapola, and you can't let her touch the ball about 8 yards out. I mean, you just simply can't, and she made that look way too easy.
Yeah,
that was a great ball in from Baca. I mean, this replay here
it comes. Watch
Baca
this.
playing that ball in. It bounces once. Honestly, not a great touch from her teammate.
No.
But, you know, Sapola right there and ready to attack and bury that one into the back of the goal. An easy goal there for Sapola. Yeah, that's 22 on the season, Michael.
22 goals. So Scyther and Sapola with the goals for Monroe, and Harford has dug themselves a 2-0 hole.
Yeah, and that sucks if you're an Owl fan, truly, Michael, because we were kind of talking, you know, like they were having some opportunities. They were, you know, possessing the ball a little bit. They had a couple shots on goal. Ramirez had a chance, you know, a great save by Bosel. And then
boom.
This team that's done it all season long, Monroe, you know, with 59 goals on the season, just goes down there and scores. I mean, you're talking about their best player, gets a chance. I mean, she's had several chances tonight, but she gets one that she just cannot miss. And you're up 2-0. And so this is a dangerous spot, I think, for the Owls.
It really is. Less than a minute.
Yeah, Tribunes are going to kind of let this one inch away to halftime. Especially when it's this deep in your area, just kind of let it roll.
They'll be more than happy to go into the locker room with a 2-0 lead. And that is the end of the first half with Monroe up 2-0. And as we go away for our halftime break, we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first half.
Concessions are open, so stop by, grab a refreshment. We have chips.
And welcome back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside my partner, Caleb Scarbrough. We are just about set to get the second half underway. Once again, this is the NJCAA Division I Women's Soccer Eastern Championship. The winner of this match heads to Nationals in Wichita, Kansas next week. And Caleb, it was pretty much all Monroe in the first half.
All Monroe in that first half, and the scoring got started with, honestly, Michael, somebody that nobody expected the scoring to get started with. You know, Seether getting her first goal on the season, getting this scoring started in that 18th minute, and then somebody that has scored all year long, Sapola, scoring right before that halftime whistle to put Monroe up 2-0, and they truly dominated that first half. The Owls had a few chances. They had 2 shots on goal, but we just did not see much offensively. Norstrand, the keeper for the Owls, was fighting for her dear life in that first half, and she was excellent, but 2 goals is the deficit here as we're underway in the second half.
Yeah, it could have been more. How many corners did Monroe have?
Man, in the first half, they had 6 corners, 14 shots on goal, and it was just a barrage. And those corners we talked about, a lot of free headers, a lot of free body parts for Monroe getting to those balls. And so I'm interested to see here, especially the first 5 or 10 minutes of this second half, how do the Owls possess the ball? And I talked about this in the first half. Johnson, who's playing kind of that center forward role, she has got to be able to hold on to that ball. We need to see Ramirez making diagonal runs, and we need to see these outside midfielders push up. All right, this defense has been beaten up all in that first half, and so offensively, you've got to take some chances here if you're going to beat this prolific Monroe team.
And, of course, these two teams, if you joined us late, they did meet earlier this season on September 1st, and Monroe took care of that one 5-2, and 3 of their goals were scored by Sam Sapola, who Caleb mentioned in his recap. But it does appear that Harford's come out with a little more vigor on offense to start the second half.
Yeah,
we would hope so.
That was a good idea there by number 19, Heiss, taking that ball out wide. But what you want to see there, Michael, is whenever you start getting out wide, you want to cut in a little bit. She kept going really parallel to this touch line and eventually just kind of ran out of room to make a good ball in. But, yes, a better look here early on for this Owls club.
But they need it. They are down 2.
And none of it wasn't a huge surprise, Michael. We kind of talked about it in the pregame that it felt like Monroe was definitely heavily favored in this matchup, right? I mean, not only did they've already won, they've beaten this team before 5-2, but this is a team that a high-scoring team and a defensive stalwart of a team, and so you really have that combination. And so looking at how good they've been this season, Harford, though, they've played some teams, right? Like, they've played not an easy schedule, so they've been tested.
Oh, Sapola almost got one right there. Harford has played a very tough schedule this year, which may be reflected in their record. It's really... Overall, they're only 8-7-2 overall. However, they were undefeated in Maryland JUCO at 6-0-2.
I mean, they played 4 nationally ranked teams. I mean, that's a big deal, right? And of those 4, they lost 3 of those 4. Which, again, I mean, talking about their overall record, I mean, they weren't just playing cupcakes, right? And so that helps whenever you get to this point in the season. And so that's why I think this Owls team can get back in this one is because they've played the challenging teams. They know how to fight back. They were able to eke that one back on November the 5th, when they won in double overtime against our Raptors. And so for them, you've just got to find a way to find a little bit of offense, make some diagonal runs, push the ball out wide. That's what I need to see here early on in this one, is we have a corner kick already here for Monroe.
And this will be Sapola with the kick. And as you mentioned, Harford has not defended these corners well. Not aggressively is a word I would use. Here it comes. Interesting. Oh, there's a header. And
offsides.
Another goal.
She's going to be offsides, I think. Man, that was a great ball in, Michael. That was a combination of headers from one to the other, but she was offsides on that one. And Monroe with a good opportunity, but here come the Owls. They've got numbers.
And this is Heiss. Cross. And, boy, there's the Bozell, the keeper for Monroe right there. But, boy, that was almost a beautiful goal.
Yeah, it was a great combination play there. Header to header into the back of the net. She was definitely offsides from what I could tell up here, so I don't think anybody can argue that one. But a nice-looking combination on that corner kick. I like seeing number 14, Cravache, take her space, but I want her to take a little bit more space. Nobody was stepping out on her. She played that ball just a little bit too early, in my opinion.
There's her throw in.
And that's twice now here in this second half, where Heiss has just kind of let that ball roll a little bit too much before she's crossing it. She's getting a chance to cross it, but she's just waiting a little bit too late, Michael, and she's running out of room. It's a hard ball to play.
Yeah, and that last one in particular, she just clearly ran out of room.
Yeah, she's running out of room a little bit. She's making good runs up the field is what you want to see, and crossing the ball, but those are tough crosses to make.
And she was trying to cross it, but she literally had run out of real estate.
Yeah, just too big of a touch, too long of a touch.
Mick. There's Sapola.
Player. It's a good idea there by Sapola.
Good defense that time by Harford. Sapola, just a freshman, has 22 goals now on the season. Will go along with 8 assists. The second half here at on the Rockville campus of Montgomery College Television. Happy to bring you this championship match.
Yeah, one that we don't often get to call is two teams that aren't the host team, right, Michael? So to be able to see these two teams play each other in the championship is kind of a treat for us to be able to see and not necessarily have a horse in this one.
Here we go, but well played by the defense. For a second, Harford had something doing. No, it's very unusual for us to call a non-MC game. The Raptors women's team came as close as you can come to making this match. They lost in the regional finals in double overtime to Harford, 2-1. Raptors actually led in that one until the 71st minute. And then they lost in the second overtime in the 106th minute. The Raptors men's team, by the way, suffered a very tough loss in their regional final against Harford. They lost in penalty kicks. And Caleb, I think you know how tough that is.
Yeah, penalty kicks. Honestly, Michael, penalty kicks are the absolute best of sports and the absolute worst of sport at the same time.
I would agree.
A lot of people absolutely hate penalty kicks. They hate the way the game ends. They hate the way it's set up. But to me, it is such a epic ending to usually an epic clash, right, between two teams. Because in the regular season, a lot of times, like, you don't see penalty kicks because the way the regular season for soccer a lot of times functions is, you know, you get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, 0 for a loss. And so that's not a big part of the regular season. And then you get to the playoffs and you get that overtime and then you get those penalty kicks. And when you're on the winning end of it, you never forget your penalty kicks. And when you're on the losing end of it, you also never forget your penalty kicks. So truly just
I would agree with
the
that.
The best and the worst.
I would agree with that. It's just high drama. So a Harford player down with an injury here. And
she went down hard,
She went down hard. Looks like an ankle or a knee.
Yeah, it's one of the captains.
And she's in pain. I hate to see that. Did not catch her number. Good look at Sal Galvano, head coach for Monroe. His team is up 2-0. He has, he's in his 17th season at Monroe. That is saying something.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier too, Michael, is like not only that, he has taken this club to the national tournament
many
on
times,
multiple occasions, right? And so this team has just had success almost year in and year out.
Yeah, they are constantly amongst the powers on the East Coast in NJCAA soccer. It's always a big match whenever either the MC men's team or women's team plays Monroe. Always a big match.
Yeah, there's a handful of games that are always circled on the calendar, you know, when MC plays Monroe and MC plays like CCBC Essex. Like, there's just certain teams that you're always just excited to watch the Raptors play because it's usually just such a great matchup.
You circle those on the calendar because they're always great matchups. So here comes Harford. Again, Harford in the gray, Monroe in the black.
It's a
Beautiful
good ball.
night for soccer. Here comes Sapola.
It's a great ball. You cannot give her that space.
Oh, my goodness. And she's
Boom.
got it.
Boom.
Sapola with her second of the match. And that makes it 3-0 Monroe. And that was just a mistake by the defense there.
Yeah, I mean, I told you, Mike, it was a great ball. That ball was played beautifully down the line, and Sapola took one touch, Michael. That's what she did. She took one touch around the defender. The defender just did not – you've got to foul her there. That's your only choice.
Yeah, that's your only
hope. She's so
hope.
fast that if you're number 11, Bear, your only chance is to foul her, and you're getting a yellow, possibly a red, but that is your only chance of slowing her down because Sapola is just too good. I mean, she just is too good. She's too quick. She makes the right decisions. And she's got 2 goals tonight, and this lead is starting to balloon.
Yeah, 3-0. And it's getting Harford can ill afford another goal. Let's put it that way. They really have not challenged Bosel in goal for Monroe.
Yeah, they've had 5 shots on goal, and I would say one of them really tested her. That was probably Ramirez there in that first half.
Right, with the leg save.
She's got 2 runners here.
Give it up. And defense is there to stop it.
What are you doing? Bear not happy with that. I mean, she just kicked it. Michael, that's one of the things that you don't need her just kicking it. You need her finding the feet, especially whenever the Raptors. That's what I'm used to saying.
Yeah.
The Owls with an opportunity there.
Both are very steady in goal. Seems unflappable.
Yeah, it's going to be offsides. Yeah, Heiss was offsides, came back onside, but the ball had already been played, and so her making an effort on that ball there before anybody touched it, she's going to be called for offsides.
So Billman with the kick. Kennedy Billman from Belleville, New York. Counting down to just about 30 minutes to go in the match. Monroe with a comfortable 3-0 lead, if you can be comfortable at 3-0. They've certainly dominated the match. Dangerous, and another goal. Another goal.
It is starting to pour here, Michael.
Yeah, it is. That is number 3, Brianna Romanek. And that is her 3rd goal of the season.
Yeah, and that was
a look.
just really one of those things that she didn't have to get much on that. She just kind of played it around, able to run onto that one and poke it around the keeper.
So Paula involved in that as well with the assist. So 4-0, and it's starting to look kind of dire here for Harford.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 goals in about a 2.5-minute span. Good combination here. There's nobody in the box.
No, nobody.
Johnson got in there late, but really no one to play that ball into as Pogioli had. She really just had to play it in.
Yeah, there was nobody there except for the defense.
There was no support there.
The
yeah,
defense was there.
But, I mean, this Monroe defense has just been so good all season long. Like, I think that's the part that I keep forgetting, Michael, is, like, we're not talking about a team. There's Pogioli. It's going to be a corner.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about a team that, like, gives up a goal a game. We're talking about a team that gives up half a goal a game on average.
A game.
So, like,
0.59 goals per game.
Really, in a lot of ways, that shocking because their defense has been so good. I think that's hard to remember because we just don't see this dominant of defenses over a whole season, right?
Ashley McElwain with the corner. Is this the first corner for Harford?
Yeah, this will be the first one.
That's kind of amazing in and of itself. That'll be a throw in for Harford. Cravache. Under 30 minutes to go now. The Tribunes on top, 4-0. 2 goals in the first half, 2 in the second so far. Seether, 2 by Sapola and 1 by Romaniak.
I mean, this Monroe team is a team that's, ranked 12th in Division I, too. So we said coming into this one, Mario, this is really going to be an uphill battle for this Fighting Owls team. I mean, they'd already played earlier in the season. They lost 5-2, and that was early in the season, right? And so think about how much this Monroe team has gelled together. I mean, you're talking 3 games into the season when Monroe played. They scored 57 goals this season. So, not only were they just getting started offensively, but defensively they were just getting started as well. I mean, they gave up 2 goals, right, against Monroe.
That's right. You mean against Harford?
Against Harford, yeah, against Harford.
That's twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's twice their average.
That matchup was such an interesting matchup to me. And looking at this game, this match was because they didn't give up goals this season. I mean, and I'm going through their schedule right now, and I'm pretty sure that's the most goals they gave up.
I think it is. They only gave up 5 all season.
Besides the 2 they gave up on the November the 5th. Right? So there's only been 2 teams that have scored multiple goals on this club.
Yeah.
And that's the Owls. And so, again, this Monroe team has just been so good this season.
Boy, their defense is something. They really have just totally. Here's Sapola. See what she does. Defense got the best of her that time, but. Ooh. Yeah, 5. They have allowed 5 goals all season. That's incredible. Yeah, they're just running clock.
I mean, ultimately here, you're just wanting to run the clock, stay healthy, no injuries, and have a little bit of fun because you're just pouring it on here. Here's Sapola. She's going to be offsides, just barely. But yeah, I mean, now it's just where you're having some fun. I mean, they're clapping, hollering at each other, having a good old time. I mean, you're up 4-0 in the East District Championship. You are 25 minutes away from going back to the national tournament and playing great ball. You've played great ball all season. It's one of those things. And Michael, one of the things I think about, especially because I'm kind of hung up on the 13 matches played this season, I wonder how much fresher this team is than some of the competition they're going to be going against.
Because they haven't played
as many matches, right? And that, to me, is just kind of an interesting thought when I kind of think about, and we've talked about it throughout the Raptor season, is the number of games you play in such a quick span, right? There were some weeks where the Raptors were playing 3 games, almost 4 games a week.
Right.
And then you get to tournament time, and you have an injury, right? Or you have somebody that's not quite 100%. And so I'm just wondering for this Monroe team, if this really works in their favor because you're really gelling. You haven't played as many games. The legs are probably a little bit more fresh.
Legs should be fresher.
Not as much nagging injuries, right? And so they have a chance to make a good run in the national tournament, I think.
They do. And it wouldn't surprise me if they did. I mean, looking at the way they're playing this match, the defense, the goaltending.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is you've got a player that knows how to find the back of the net in
Boy, that's
Sapola,
for
right?
sure.
Like, she scored back on November the 5th. Like, she got that first goal going when they were taking on. It was Monroe versus Monroe.
Right.
And then tonight, she's got 2 goals. And so you've got somebody that knows how to score. Here's a chance. Yeah, it's going to be a foul.
Yep.
So you have that, like, extremely talented forward that can find the back of the net. Your defense has been stout all season long, and so you really have like the perfect combination to make a good run. And again, the national tournament is not an easy tournament.
Oh,
right?
no.
I mean, you're playing against some clubs that are extremely talented.
That is for sure. They'll be guaranteed 2 matches when they go to nationals. Here comes Sapola again.
Oh, this is easy.
Oh, she got it.
That's another goal for Monroe.
And that's a hat trick for her.
10.
Sapola.
Making it look too easy. That's one of those finishes there, Michael, where you ain't trying to do much with it. You're just trying to poke it past the keeper. That's
Yep.
2 goals that she's had that she's just played it on the ground. Here's a replay, and she's just too fast.
She's fast.
She's just too fast. And when you're playing against a faster forward like that, Michael, what you have to do as a defender is body them up. What I mean by that is anytime they move, you're hitting them before they can get up their speed, right? You want to knock them off the ball. You want to just bump them, get them a little bit off balance. You have to use your strength more than your speed because you can't catch them, right? Like you can't catch Sapola once she gets a little bit of
No,
speed.
here she goes again. Very quick, and she's got great feet. She can shoot with either foot. And I'm remiss in pointing out that there is a new keeper in for Harford this half. Emma Zeggers came in for Norstrand, who did a very good job, I think, under the circumstances in the first half. And you really cannot blame these goals in the second half on the keeper. They've been defensive breakdowns, and there goes Sapola checking out. She may be
That's
done
a smart
for the
move. Yeah, that's a smart move.
She may be done for the afternoon.
Yep.
Save her for the Nationals,
Yep.
which at this point it's pretty obvious that Monroe will be going to Nationals.
Yeah.
5-0 lead, just over 20 minutes to go. Virtually impossible, particularly since Harford is not exactly shown on the offensive end.
You know, they've got 7 shots on goal tonight. They really had that one opportunity with Ramirez there in the first half. But besides that, those shots haven't been real test, you know, for Bosel, really. Like, it's been kind of some rinky-dink little shots here for her to save. But, you know, I think for the Owls, like I said, I didn't love the stacking up top offensively, that Johnson-Ramirez combination. It just really didn't work. They've tried it. Johnson's out now, and Ramirez is kind of playing up top. And the reason, you know, I like this a little bit more with Ramirez up top because she has a little bit more speed, she has a little bit more strength, and she hunts the ball down a little bit more. And so this Owls club just never really was able to find that forward to hold it for a minute, to hold it for 10 seconds so the team could push up.
Right.
They've just been on their heels almost the entire night.
No, their attacks when they have had them have been basically like solo.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a handful of times whenever Heiss was making some runs down the line and she was crossing the ball over, and I said, you know, there's nobody in the 18. Like, there's nobody in the box. And that happened a couple of times where there just wasn't anybody. And Michael, part of that is because there was so much pressure on that defense. Like, so much pressure. And so when you try to counterattack, you're asking your defense to do a lot of running. You're asking your midfield to do a lot of running, and that really can wear down your team.
This is one of the best defenses we've seen this year by either a men's team or a women's team. Good look at number 7, Kennedy Billman. She's played every minute. Here's Ramirez, the top scorer for Harford. Really only had that one opportunity. And Bozel was there to stop that. Pretty spectacular save.
Looking at the leading scorers, Division I NJCAA, Sapola, this is really not going to come as a surprise whatsoever. She is the 5th leading scorer.
And the top leading scorer is plays for Hagerstown.
Yeah, and she's poured in a ton of goals this season.
Yeah. When I first saw that,
42 is what she has on the
goals.
season. Yeah, yeah.
When I first saw, and she had 2 of those against Montgomery College, but the Raptors ended up pulling it out. When I first saw it, I thought, that's got to be a typo. But nope.
Yeah, I mean, Sapola up to 23 goals on the season, right? No,
Yep.
she has 3 tonight.
Yep.
So
she
she's
had
up to
3.
20.
She's got 20,
24 goals.
24 goals
So
now.
she's now 3rd. She's moved all the way up to 3rd. And Michael, this is where I want to highlight again, because this is ridiculous. This is match 14.
24 goals in 14 matches.
Like these other teams, like I'm looking at them, the leading scorer, Ben Schaff, she has 16 matches. The second leading scorer, 17 matches. The third leading scorer had 18 matches. Everybody had 3+ matches on Sapola, and now she's the 3rd leading scorer.
Yeah.
So, again, it's truly incredible how good this team has been in only 14 matches. I mean, I know I'm so hung up on that. It's just because you don't see it. You don't see teams
and
play
not at this
like
level.
this. No, you don't.
I mean, we're talking about they have a lot of freshmen on this team. So a lot of these players had not played at the college level or certainly at the Monroe level before they came to school there. So they're brand new. Okay, maybe they participated in some summer workouts or, but still, you know better than I that it takes game experience and a whole lot of practice
anytime
to make a team.
You make a jump up from the high school level to the collegiate level, no matter what it is, it's a big jump. And to have played 13 matches and to be playing this well, to only give up, like you said, 5 goals on the season, I mean, it's a really good team. I mean, I've been very impressed watching them play here. They whooped up on our home team this season, but they've only lost that one match. Yeah, they lost one match this season, and it was against another ranked squad in Miami-Dade, and they traveled all the way down to Orlando to play Miami-Dade. So, a big travel down there, making that game. I mean, Miami-Dade right now is ranked 18th in the country and stuff, and so that's your one loss. You lost that 2-0. But, yeah, I mean, this team I've been very, very impressed. I mean, it just really surprises me they gave up 2 goals back on the 5th and had to go to PKs. Maybe it's just that Monroe rivalry.
It could be. It could be. They play a lot. They play each other a lot.
Michael, I have found our dear family. They are coming across right now.
There they are. Yep. There's a couple of them. They didn't want to miss it.
No,
there they
it's
are.
their last game of the season.
Yeah.
It's their last game of the season. So there's always like 3 or 5. Like, you never know how many you're going to see. Here comes the third one right now. Yep.
Yep. Yep. That's little brother. Little brother just came out. Pretty cool.
Funniest part about seeing them is like knowing how city Rockville is and like being right outside of Washington D.C. It's not like this is like a huge like forested area.
No, you got Metro is a stone's throw from here.
Yeah, you can see the Metro at times on our broadcast where it's in the background, like driving by us and stuff. You know,
downtown Rockville is 2 minutes from here.
Yeah,
you know, so no, we're not exactly out in the middle of Yosemite.
So a couple things I'd like to just point out about this match, Michael, is it's been very clean, right?
Very clean.
And that's something that, like, I really do want to, like, give both teams kudos to that. I mean, you know, I hope the next 13 and a half minutes are the same, but it has been a clean game. Hasn't been anything malicious. The fouls have just been soccer fouls. The refs have had really an easy job, but they've done a good job. There's been a couple of offsides calls that they made without any hesitation. And so really, I mean, just a good game. That it hasn't been dirty. It hasn't any problems like that. Here's a chance.
And and one of those offsides calls wiped out another goal for Monroe. It was a close call, but neither team complained. Well, certainly Harford didn't complain. They just can't get anything going offensively. The Monroe defense is just in the right spot at the right time. And Sam Cipolla, we see, is over on the bench, and I would imagine we've seen the last of Cipolla for the evening.
Yeah, we're seeing some of the other starters come off too. Number 12, Baca, coming off. Number 3, Romaniak. Like, both of them been key contributors for this team. You know, really going to take a seat on the bench and, you know, just hang out, enjoy these last 12 minutes before you get named the East District champions.
Yep. They will punch their ticket to the National Championship Tournament, which starts this week. Actually, technically next week. I've been to a few of those. It's covering the Raptors, and it's a great atmosphere. A lot of fun. Raptors, both Raptors men's and women's teams have they've made quite a few trips to nationals. Kennedy Billman just checked out. You were talking about her earlier. She really played well on the defensive end for Monroe.
Yeah, I thought Billman was great. I thought that number 2, Gallen, was fantastic for Monroe as well. She made some key tackles. I mean, I legit cannot imagine playing with that big brace that she's having to play with. But she has been really good there, playing that center back role. She's been consistent. You know, you got to tip your hat to this back line, truly. I mean, they've just been so good. It's allowed, you know, Cipolla to be able to have that room up top, to be able to run all over the place. And it's just been a real team effort and a dominating performance. You know, scored 2 in that first half. We talked about it. It was up. They were up 1-0. Monroe was, Michael. And we kind of talked about, you know, the Owls were kind of hanging around, right? Like they were giving up some chances, and there was an opportunity. Ramirez had that shot blocked where it could have tied it 1-1, and then within moments of that, they went up 2-0, and it really felt different. Like, it really just felt like a different match. Second half got here. You know, the first 12-ish minutes, they kind of just played around with it. I felt like the Owls got into a little bit of a flow. They weren't able to capitalize, and then they just reeled off 2 goals in like a 3-minute span to make it 4-0, and it just really felt that second goal, to me, was the difference maker.
Yeah, I think you're right. And now this one is essentially over. They're playing out the string. But with under 9 minutes to go, I just don't see it happening. I wonder what the all-time greatest comeback in soccer ever was. This would, if that would happen, that would be amongst them.
I will be going absolutely ballistics up here if there's that comeback. All right, believe me. But one of the things I wanted to look at, Michael, while we were talking about the number of matches and stuff they played. So some of the most matches any team has played is 21 matches. All right, that's Tyler Junior College. They played 21.
Right.
And then you had another team, Garden City. They played 21. A lot of teams are playing around that 19, 18, 16 mark. Mm-hmm. So I have to go all the way 4 or 5 pages into the stats to be able to get to teams that played 13 matches. And of the teams that played 13 matches, there were about 8 teams that played 13 matches. And besides that, there were another dozen that played less than 13 matches. And so there is quite a bit of variability, but when you look at the rankings of the top teams, when you look at the Division I like standings, it is very interesting because majority of the teams within that top 20 have all played 16 plus matches, besides this Monroe team, who's going to be able to go to the national tournament.
Yep.
And so that's just something I think is very interesting, because this team, you know, the fresh legs is such a big piece of it. I really do think it is. You talked a little bit about the men's Raptors team missing a key player in their loss, right? Like
yes.
A guy that
Their
scored a lot of goals for him,
yeah.
second leading scorer, a guy that
Belowy.
was just fantastic this season, had a little bit of like a nagging injury, didn't get to play, and the Raptors end up losing. Again, you don't lose because of one player being on the field, but it does make a big impact.
When
right?
he's that kind of player, you know, second leading scorer, second in assists, he was greatly missed. You know, you can't blame the loss on that.
No.
But it changed a lot of dynamics out there. A lot. There's some good sportsmanship there by Ramirez.
Yeah, you love to see that.
I like that too. Yeah. No, there's something to be said for the fresh legs approach.
Oh, I really think it is. I mean, I'm kind of going through it, and there's 2 other teams that are ranked in the top 20 that have played 14 matches, and that probably isn't the most up to date. There's probably a match or 2 if they're playing in their district tournaments and stuff like that. But
I think another indicator. Oh, here we and there
Nordstrand.
is,
goal line save.
It just wouldn't go in. It just wouldn't go in. But the Raptors.
She did get a good hit on that one, and that keeper had to die to save that Nordstrand. Great work.
The Raptors women's team. Now they had and I talked to their coach about this. They were not playing well near the end of their regular season, and as a matter of fact, they didn't finish strongly. But their coach, Licia Holzendorf, set up their schedule so that the last 2 weeks prior to the tournament, they didn't have any matches. So And they played the best I'd seen them play all season long in the tournament. They won their first 2 matches,
Yep.
and then they took the eventual champion to double overtime.
Yep.
So, and I talked to her about that after the first win, and she said, fresh legs.
Yeah. Yeah. And that it's such a delicate balance, truly, Michael, of like, you know, taking off too much time, not playing enough matches, like things like that. And it looks like for this Monroe team, it's gonna work out, you know. Oh, here's a chance. Because you don't always have a team that's going to gel this well defensively this quick. You're not going to have a team that's going to know how to find the back of the net this efficiently, this quickly. You're not going to have a 24-goal scorer every single season. And so a lot of things have seemed to have kind of gone right for this Monroe team. And they have just shown tonight, really, from top to bottom, from forward to keeper, how good they are. You know,
keep in mind,
been
their
good.
2 top scorers are freshmen.
Yep.
Sopola with her now 24 goals, and Sophia Martins with 9. They're both freshmen. So they are going to they'll be strong again next year, no doubt.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, too, what opportunities some of those young ladies have, you know, getting those opportunities to go to the 4-year schools and stuff like that. You know,
there's no guarantee they'll come back because some 4-year school may swoop in and say,
that's exactly
Sam
right.
Sopola is exactly what we need.
Yep.
I mean, I think the thing that impressed me the most, well, it's hard to say which impressed me the most about her. Her speed is incredible. Her footwork with the ball on her foot is really something.
For me, it's her activity level, Michael. And the reason I really am big on that is because you need a forward that isn't just going to kind of sit up top and poach.
And wait.
You need somebody that's going to be active. And I said that early on. You know, she was hustling down a pass out of the back. And something she probably could have jogged over to. You know, her job as a forward is kind of force, you know, the offense into one area, and instead she was hustling, you know, and I think for me that's a big indicator on her willingness to put in the hard work, to put in the dirty work. And so, you know, I think for me that was something that's really stood out watching her play.
Yeah, she's obviously in incredible physical condition. Tireless out there.
Yep.
Didn't even look like when she was breathing hard after some of her runs. Now under 2 minutes now. This one is just about over.
Both teams are finishing strong, though. I mean, I think that's a big testament to really both clubs. You know, Coach Volk over there with the Owls, Coach Galvano, both teams not, you know, just mailing this one in. There's been some substitutions for this Monroe team, but, you know, for the Owls, they're still competing. They're not jogging. They're not moping around. You know, they've given up 5 goals, but they haven't given a goal up since the 68th minute, you know. And so for the last really, 22 minutes, the defense has been consistent. They've done a great job.
They just haven't been able to solve the Monroe defense. I mean, you know, we can justifiably give Sopola a ton of praise, but this defense.
Yeah, and I mean, that was what I was talking about with Gallen back there in the back. She was so good. Bosel was really good in the back. I was really impressed with number 12, Baca. She was kind of playing that forward, outside mid position, kind of a winger. She was consistently making good plays all afternoon. I think that even number 11, like we said, with Helmich and stuff, I just thought this team played really, really well.
So it looks like we're going to have a champion here, and they are from Rochester, New York.
Makes the bus ride a whole lot easier, I'll tell you that, Michael, to be able to bring that home, to celebrate this championship, to be named the Eastern District champions.
And that is the match as Monroe Community College from Rochester, New York, advances to the NJCAA Division I Women's National Championship Tournament with a 5-0 defeat of Harford. There's Harford. Goals for Monroe were by Scyther. Sapola had 3, and Romaniak had the other. So Monroe takes the win. They improve now to 11-1-2 overall. Harford with the loss drops to 8-8-2 overall. But there they are, the Eastern Division champions of the NJCAA Division I, the Tribunes from Monroe Community College. They take it. So for Caleb Scarbrough and everyone on the Montgomery College production team, thank you so much for watching NJCAA Women's Soccer on MCTV.